Hey guys, welcome to Boy Talk. I'm Dash.
I'm Tiger. I'm Robert.
I'm David.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Noah. And this week we are drinking Red Berry Punch.
Red Berry Punch. Now what is in this?
A little bit of this. A little bit.
Well, what is a little bit of this and what is a little bit of that?
Okay, so we have Red Berry Syrah.
Oh.
And we have your Red Berry Punch from your local hood variety store.
Local hood. Now y'all know the deal already.
Oh, geez.
Okay, hope a cup is ready because, okay.
It tastes fine.
You know what?
Yes.
Right. It's cute.
Thank you.
It's cute.
I'm going to say, if you think this is strong.
Good way to kick off the season.
Right.
Because this is usually what I drink before I start my night off.
Okay. All right, everybody. So this episode is titled The Division. And pretty much within the LGBTQ community, a lot of times we have a way of dividing ourselves and neglecting the fact that we're all the same. And a lot of times I notice that people want to be seen as equals, but how can you want to be seen as equals from outsiders when within the midst of the house or the situation, it's this title, that title, y'all are this and we are that and X, Y, and Z. So, how do y'all feel about the constant judgment that we kind of place on ourselves within our own community?
I'll elaborate. Most times, I come across young gay men who carry themselves, to each his own. Everybody carries themselves differently. But I think it's a turn off, and it's not cute, and it also makes us look bad when you see gays, just acting out. Some are more feminine than others, but it's a time and place for everything, which you will learn once you get older. But it's just not cute.
I mean, okay, the whole time and place for everything, but my thing is, if that's who you are, if that's yourself, I don't have to. Do I need to put a switch on myself? Because
No. I'm not saying that, but how people carry themselves, it plays a big part on how people view you.
How do people
treat
carry?
you.
Okay, give me an example of somebody carrying themselves in a way that you feel as though should be turned off.
Say if I come walking down the street bagging out. Or, bagging out knowing damn well, I'm drawing attention to myself. Because if you're drawing attention to yourself, you're a target, So I feel like you're asking for attention that's pretty much unneeded, and that causes the gay bashings and the, just slurs and shit like that, which all can be avoided if you just act accordingly.
But with being gay, I feel like we just get attention always on us. We could just be walking down the street and straight men just oh, look at that gay boy. Or they could even like our style and they still be oh, look at that gay boy.
Exactly.
Da, da, da.
But some
then
gay
they probably
men
get home and look up our whole look.
But some of them are intimidated by us because they want to be us and they can't because we're judged by everyone.
Yeah, because we can express ourselves. A lot of men cannot express themselves through fashion, through art, through blah blah blah. So they're damn, they get to do this, they get to do
and they envy us.
And we can do what we want because we're free.
And just like what Tiger was saying about the young gays, I feel as though now the community, they trying to be older than what they are, so they lose their virginity at a young age. They dress a certain way because they want to, and they look at us thinking.
Don't get me wrong, I live for young gays. I really do.
I don't. Thank you. I don't either because they do too much.
No, they do. But I do because for real. No, I do because it's cute. Because I remember it brings me back to when I was coming up.
But I'm but how we were compared to how they are, it's something in the water.
Totally different.
It's 13, 14-year-olds what the
hell?
I
I disagree. You have to go back to when you first came out because when I first came out, I was more femme than what I was now. So,
I'm not even talking about.
I used to wear purses. I used to wear my mom's jewelry. I used to be very
purses.
Yeah. I used to wear all. I used to be I was very heavy set. So I was wearing very girly stuff. So when I first came out, I was very just out there because I was trying to find myself. So a lot of these young gays don't have guidance because their parents are kicking them out the house. So they they going on their own. So they following what they see at Vogue night or just on the street.
Don't come for the girls.
No, not at all.
Because they
But
go down.
I'm saying
for
like
real,
the
though.
younger kids are taking in the younger kids. Like I see like young kids that are like, oh, that's my son. So with that being said, like they not guiding each other the right direction because everybody's just like, just like I'm out there. My parents kicked me out, so I got to do for myself. I'm like.
But Dash, you raised an interesting point. You said that when you first came out, you find yourself to be a lot more flamboyant than you are now, right? I have a story because I can relate to that. Like when I first came out, guys, like I was extremely flamboyant. Like I was just like experimenting pretty much. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how I really wanted to dress. I didn't know anything. I just knew I'm gay, I'm out, let me just explore. So I would hear like, oh, you're a faggot, oh, that nigga over there, he's wild, and stuff like that. And I would get like shunned and ridiculed. Whereas my masculine counterparts, who are gay as well, would get praised like, oh, you a cool gay, oh, you down to earth, or you a hood nigga. Like, so they get more respect than I do because I'm feminine. So now they're looking down on me. We're both gay. But since the hood and the niggas is like supporting them, they're going to be on a pedestal where I'm going to be down. So that's where that division comes as well.
Exactly.
And then it's like, it's true. Like, hurt people hurt people.
Right.
If you're so used to being, like, shaded and ridiculed and ostracized, you're going to internalize that either one or two ways. Either you're going to use it as motivation or you're going to become that bully.
Exactly.
And it's no shade. Girl.
Exactly.
I'm still on the whole thing of Tiger talking about like no, because like, my whole thing is that I feel like that's the problem.
Hit a nerve.
Like for real, like I'm not I'm not the most masculine guy, but I'm far from being very extra like feminine either. But at the same time, is that people out there who are that's just how they are. So it's like I just don't feel that a person should not do too much if that's how they are. Like if you're a do too much kind of person, then do too much. That's your natural self. So it's like, what makes it okay for somebody to look at you and judge you because you are being yourself? It's like,
okay.
It's not
But-
okay.
but my thing, but the way you made it seem as though as though
I
like.
worded my words wrong, but I mean,
Yeah, but you made it seem like, if I'm walking down the street fagging out, asking for attention, then that means
No,
I'm
but-
asking to be.
But
I mean, but that's the
then
truth,
like
though.
you wearing like crop top, short shorts, switching real
no,
hard.
damn well you live in the hood.
Thank you. That's why.
Let's
What
be
he
real.
means.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't.
Wait.
I don't
David,
see
because David wears crop tops and
Wait,
shorts.
no.
What are you saying? Wait, hold on. Let David talk.
I mean, like for me, like when I first came out, like I looked up to the wrong people. I was real flamboyant. I was real out there wearing the lace, the share, and all of that. I didn't have no guidance, but like I guess it just depends on like if people are guided the right way because you have people like I mean for me, I'm respected in my area. Everybody know who the fuck I am, so it's not a problem. You'll see me in a crop top. You'll see me in some regular, clothing. I'm getting respected regardless because I am that bitch. But like at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, the new, not cunts, but like the new gays. They're so out there, and a lot of them are misguided. They don't have people that are guiding them and mentoring them because you have a lot of these people that are mentors as well as molesters. So, but with me, like it's been different because I have like a few mentors and they literally mentor to me. They've been mentoring me since high school. So it just depends on like how, like what's going on deeper because there's a lot of like gay people. There's a lot of gay young men who are not being mentored. They're so used to being heard, so they don't have nobody to be there and defend them.
Right, and that's very much, very, 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 very important that we do have positive role models within our community. But,
however, I will say this: there are a few or some men who are gay, who do classify as homosexual, who who are flamboyant just to be flamboyant. So sometimes you cannot turn that off. Some of them are just used to that because I used to be like that. I used to be real flamboyant. You see, I always have the hair.
I have a question though. when you did it, did you feel like you was doing it for attention, or you did it because at that time that's what you wanted to do?
I was never the type to do something for nobody else's like attention.
Right.
I did it because like this is just how I am.
Right.
Like yeah, I have my moments where I want to put a weave in, not a quick weave. Like I have my moments where I'll be I'll do things like this because this is who I am. This is what adds to my not character, but this adds to my personality.
It's expressive.
Yeah, like I express myself like this. So I don't purposely do this because I don't need to seek attention, nor do I need to seek approval from other people.
But everybody's not like you.
But like, cause it's true. Like you said, like sometimes gay boys don't even ask for the attention. Like you just walk down the street and you can be very regular, very chill, but everybody just give you gas.
Right.
All it is extra. No.
But the thing I like about like being gay is we're able to express ourselves. So I never like look down at a person for like expressing themselves or like being loud. I just always like notice it. Like if I see like a gay male that's like very loud and like extra, you know, like I tend to like kind of stay away from them. But because I feel like to me, I'm like very like I don't like all that yelling and like all that extra stuff. So I like tend to like stay away from that. But I respect them because that's what makes us the greatest community, because we're able to be like have a boy over here with booty shorts and then have a guy over here with a fitted and baggy jeans, then have a guy over here with like a fedora and like a leather jacket with spikes. Like just being gay is like you're just open to see so many like different like gay people. Like you know, you might get a mask, you might get a femme, that's what I love about being gay. So I never look down on anybody because we're all a community and we should all be like bringing up and lifting up each other. So, you know, the younger crowd does have like a very different style, but it's not like a style that I'm like, they doing too much. It's just like a style like, okay, they different. You know, that's a new thing to bring to our community. I feel like anything is just positive for our community. We just have to always uplift it.
But do you feel like it's different now for the younger generation of, you know, people who fall into the LGBTQ community? Because I feel like nowadays it's easier to kind of be out and open because honestly, I kind of feel like society has kind of come to accept it a whole lot more than when it was when we were probably like.
Strides.
Yeah, we had definitely.
Being gay is a trend now, but that's why I feel like
we got a lot more work to do.
Being gay is a trend because like at one point every football and every NBA and every movie star was like, I'm gay. And I'm like,
but don't they really
so
are gay?
Everybody's gay. But it was weird. Everybody was just coming out like, I'm gay. I'm like, okay, like.
But I'm saying, but what's wrong with that though? Is like my thing is that
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
But I'm saying if I'm looking at TV, if I'm still in the closet and I'm looking at TV and I see somebody that I admire or I look up to, and I'm just like, oh wow, they came out the closet very comfortable.
I don't know about y'all, but when I see that happen, I feel kind of good.
Yeah,
right. Too. I feel good too. So
I feel like it's BS. I feel like a lot of people now use gay because gay is like so trending right now. I feel like a lot of people use gay as for press because everybody's like gay now.
But then
every football player is gay. Every basketball player is gay.
But that's what the whole
every music artist is gay, and I'm like, really?
But I mean, you can't.
But you
can't judge that as a trend.
Exactly, and that's the problem.
I feel like I think people are being more. People who are coming out the closet, I think they're more comfortable now. Like America's making it more comfortable. Look, you got gay marriage.
Yeah, but they're not going through the struggle. The NBA player, the NFL player, the music, blah blah blah, can come out and be gay and don't go through the struggle.
But how do you know?
Wow, we down here are going through the struggle.
Thank God.
Caitlyn don't know what the struggle is. Let's be honest, Caitlyn doesn't know what the struggle is.
Because she has
white privilege. The NFL player that came out and he's gay, he don't know what the struggle is.
But my thing is that
we know what the struggle is because we're not rich, we don't have like thousands of dollars, we don't have the press.
But
we're on the lower level of the gay level. They're on the high level of the gay.
Though, because like most of these people are coming out later on, whereas majority of us we've came out early ages at high school, grade school, college, like so they don't.
I kind of feel like it's a joke to them, like I'm gay.
But that is my issue. that is the reason why I feel like there is division. Because my thing is that why is it that we have to see somebody coming out on TV and be like, oh, they do it for this and they do it for that? Why
Because that's what they do it for.
But it doesn't matter who's like who are you to? But I'm saying, who are you to say that that's what they're doing it for? Like, if
I know that's what they're doing it for.
Whatever their intentions are behind closed doors is none of your business, none of my business. Nobody know on this table.
Frank Ocean, he came out gay,
Sure.
and he didn't have a CD. Now every gay person like, oh my God, I can't wait to Frank Ocean.
Okay, but my thing is that's not Frank Ocean's fault.
What did that do for him? Bring up his press, bring up his fan base.
But you don't think he's still being talked about by the straight people? Like, oh, I'm not buying his shit no more, or I'm not gonna support him anymore.
It was all for the press.
But if it is, that's
so
what you gotta
big.
deal with.
That's him.
We all come from everybody on this show is gay.
That's him.
My point is saying is I don't like when the A class, people just use gay as like
But how do you know?
press. Because I know Caitlyn.
How?
They said
You know Caitlyn personally?
They said
You know Frank Ocean personally?
I read about Caitlyn. They said Caitlyn been wanting. She's been feeling like she was a woman since she started dating.
Right. So
you just said something right there.
listen,
you can't judge somebody's struggle,
No, but listen,
their journey, or anything. You
Chris,
don't know what she was dealing
the
with.
head BICTH told her no wait. Chris, the mother.
She did Chris, the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told them to wait.
So who to wait?
Chris.
I mean, Caitlyn.
I don't think so. I don't think she knew.
She
That
told-
was she.
They
They say
The
it.
family kind of knew it because
Kylie-
The daughters knew, but they never
No,
told. Like, if y'all
Kylie
see the show, they
said
never
it.
told the mom.
Yeah, the daughter.
Kylie and Kim
daughters
said it
knew.
on an article, and they waited.
Yeah.
They waited to the Kardashians was like, oh, ain't nobody talking about the Kardashians. To Caitlyn released, oh, I want to be a trans woman.
Because when Caitlyn did the interview, she had the breast
Yeah,
and her shirt was just.
this is all. They might want to be who they want to be, but the PR people are getting paid for a reason because
And
they know when to do it and when not to do it. And since gay was being since it was a lot of gay issues and a lot of stuff trending about the gay, everybody came out. It was one after another.
Right.
That's all I'm saying is, it was weird that whole month everybody was just coming out that I'm gay. So I'm like, okay.
And I feel like that's the problem right there, because
Everyone
there's
knows they have
that little boy at home sitting there right now, sitting in the closet, afraid to come out because he feel like, oh, what if I come out and people gonna think I'm trying to fit in or trying to do this and trying to do that? Why can't people just live in their truth? Whether it's their truth or it's their lie, it does not matter, because at the end of the day, I don't wake up next to them. They have no connection or relation to me. They got their own life going on. It's like whatever you gotta wake up to and go to bed to at night is not my motherfucking business.
But
People need to mind their damn business.
Right.
And that's
Right.
why people live their life.
the kids are not gonna look up to them because the kids look up to people that's doing stuff for the community. If you look at all those celebrities that came out, what are they doing for the community? What are they doing?
I honestly, I don't like, even now, like when you're saying like people come out just to, say that they're gay or whatever, like to each his own. Like half of us have had our own journeys, our own struggles. We don't know them personally, so we don't know what they go through. The depression, for one, coming out the
Oh my God! Yeah.
that's a hell of a killer right there itself.
But all I'm saying is, if you're gonna claim you're gay, help the community.
But
Help out
But
your
some people don't
fellow.
want to help. They just want to be gay and just
Be gay,
and
because that's what the
and
fuck
just not one of them are.
I have
people.
like me, like I feel like
like, why I gotta come out and be the poster
no,
child?
not even that, but just like help somebody out. Like I feel like I'm always like helping somebody out. Like I wouldn't like if I was to become famous, I would go back to my community and help my community
That's
out.
mindful. Yeah,
That's
everybody don't
you.
have the same heart. Like,
That's
you.
everybody-
Yes.
My
Say that
thing is
again.
that's
Okay.
you. At the end of the day, my thing is just like, it is nobody's responsibility to take care of no fucking body. If I want to blow up and be this fucking gay
There you
superstar,
go.
but I'll never want to come back to the hood and give back to the community, then that's my
And that's the
motherfucking
people
business.
that's phony. That's
And
the people
it
that
is
don't
what it
recognize
is.
their
That's their
If
truth.
you real gay,
That's
you
their
gonna support
truth.
your gay.
But that's their truth. But my thing is that I'm not gonna
That's
sit
not
here.
a rule.
I'm not gonna sit
No,
here.
but if you're
Okay.
gay, you're gonna support your gays.
Not even
I
feel
don't
like you've
support
been
my
attacked by
gays.
your
I
gays.
mean, I love being gay. I love gay
Exactly.
people.
I
If I feel
support
like
my
I've been
gays.
attacked by my own fellow community, fuck that.
That's
to each is their own. Ain't
That's
no
what I'm saying.
kumbaya
That's what I was
about
touching
it.
on when I said that earlier, as far as attracting attention to yourself and everything. sometimes we don't give ourselves a good name because the way we act or who we be around.
Right.
You know, like, and it's not bashing anybody. Be yourself, but at the same time, you just need to know, like, if you're doing too much, you're a target now.
So, the first time me going to the club when I was 18, I was new to the gay scene, and I was still a virgin at the time as well. So when I went to the gay club the first time, it was room full of very attractive men. There was men pulling me left to side, went to dance, do this, do that, and I was really scared. So I honestly just stood there the whole entire time, like basically holding the club up, just with my drink in my hand. And the club that I went to was Woody's in Philly. And then I went the second time, and that time is when I got a little more, experienced and more ratchet. Started dancing, started following people, and just had a good time.
Just like during ATL Pride, that was one of the biggest,
Jesus.
things that was one of the big topics that went on this past summer was ATL Pride, and they had videos. I was busy in Miami. I was supposed to be in ATL, but I'm kind of glad I didn't go because like the girls were so messy. Like you're supposed to be going to ATL Pride to get your life, to have fun, be around other gay people. Every damn day there was a video of people fighting in hotels.
But I think they tricked us. I think that sometimes I just feel like no, for real. You just gotta look at the media and stuff. The media that's always trying to make like community seem so bad. Like I feel like the media would like make black people look horrible, would make gay people look horrible.
Well, of course we all. We do it twice.
Like at Atlanta, I'm sure it wasn't that many fights. I'm sure because a lot of people said they went there and had a great time.
You had that crew that has
for the media would just put that shit in your head that the whole pride everybody was just fighting.
But that's a tactic. That's a tactic, and they're trained to do things like that. And like you said, like some people did go down there and have fun, and there's others who went down there and were chaotic.
Yeah.
So the people who have fun, they're looking at the chaotic people like, oh my god, they're giving us a bad
and they
name.
just like But it's like every community because like when they say
But wait, what the media is doing is the tactic that they're employing is the whole like divide and conquer.
Yeah.
And if we're trying to be a unified force as per gay marriage and the whole Orlando thing, we were coming together.
Exactly.
And then the Atlanta thing happened, and they tried to like put like the negative on the forefront.
Just like everybody was fighting. I was like, was it really this many fights? So I called my friend. I'm like, any fights? And he's like, no, I had an amazing time. It was great, peaceful. And I was like, what was these damn fights?
Well, there's also 3 venues a night. So you would have been in the hotel room. The fights was that hour.
Now, mind you, like pride isn't really my thing. Like I'm just not a big fan of big crowds of people. That just never really was my thing. It's not.
Big crowd of people.
I don't like big crowds of people.
I'm around.
But honestly, you know what?
Some of us are different.
Honestly, and I'm not gonna even lie. In the midst of me not being a big fan of a big crowd of people, I personally also like to be around a big fan of gays, only because a lot of them can be very messy. Now, as far as fighting is
Robert,
messy. No, let me make my point. If you're flamboyant and you're yourself, I don't mind hanging around a friend that's flamboyant. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind being around a group of people that's flamboyant as long as you're not being messy and fighting and doing X, Y, and Z. That's different than what you're talking about.
But
damn what you're talking about. But there's no buts. Let me talk.
Oh no!
No, let me talk.
Stated. Okay, like we all need to be together in a community. Now you're saying you don't want to be around a messy gay. But how do you know if you are messing with a messy gay?
By giving them the
fighting. Okay, but my thing is that to me, it's one thing but my thing is that I'm not judging you or talking about you or bullying you because that's what you want to do. You want to do that? Then cool. You go over there and do that. I'm going to stay right over here. I'm not judging you. I'm not doing none of that shit. I just don't want to be interacted with that type of stuff. I don't really like the whole fight.
Like
but I'm talking.
See?
But I'm talking. What I'm saying is,
I drink to that.
If me personally, I don't want to be around somebody that's fighting. To me, that's messy, especially if you're fighting over something that's stupid. That's messy. So my thing is that It's different if I'm walking down the street and I see you over there being, in my opinion, messy, and me talking about you and judge you. That's one thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep on fucking walking because you don't faze me.
I don't see you.
It's not my business. Now, my thing is that my circle of friends, I know that my circle of friends, we don't bring drama. We don't, unnecessary drama. We don't bring fights and we don't bring, we don't talk about people like that. It's like, we just do us and mind our business, and that's the issue. My thing is that, okay, if you are who you say you are, then boom. But my thing is that it's one thing if you are naturally flamboyant, just being free and open, but it's another thing to be messy. And people like to associate flamboyancy with messiness.
And he's not.
But you did not say that though.
But you know what I meant?
I did not know what you meant. I can't remember. But I can't remember.
Being messy and being flamboyant is all in the same
It's
category.
not.
No! Because if you're flamboyant, you're going to get into some messy issues because people...
Why?
Why?
That is a lie.
Why?
Let me tell you.
Yes, please explain why.
Let me tell you. My friend, before... Damn, I don't even know if I can say this.
You got to get your point across.
All right. My friend, the way he carried himself, created a lot of enemies. And nobody really knew my friend. But just by the way he carried himself and the way he acts, everybody thought he was messy.
And so is that his fault or other people's fault?
That's other people's fault for judging him.
Okay,
right.
So that's
the
the problem.
Listen to this.
That's
but
what I'm talking about.
But with me and him, they used to consider us together.
Which they considered you messy, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, my friend was very flamboyant because of his style. So when I said that being flamboyant brings messiness into situations because when we walk into a club,
being flamboyant is messy.
Yeah,
that's exactly what
I said it goes hand in hand.
No,
because when you're
that's not what you said.
Well, what I meant to say is go hand in hand. Because
y'all can rewind it back.
With him being flamboyant, it brought a lot of attention and it brought a lot of drama to us, which made us seem messy.
You gotta let people be themselves.
Because
you can hang out with a dirty friend. Like, bitch, she's dirty. I'm not.
No, but they do say
they
guilty by association. That goes back to letting people think what the fuck they want to think.
But that's the issue because I actually have a straight best friend and he's mad cool, and people like to associate him with being gay because he's really cool friends with me. And
at the end of the day, yes.
That's the thing. So my thing is that I don't really believe guilty by association in this situation is very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
How?
Because my thing is that if I'm hanging out with my friend who is extra flamboyant, that does not make me flamboyant because I'm hanging out with this person.
Right.
I'm still me, he's still him, and that's what it is.
What is the most offensive gay stereotype?
I just think that the most offensive is that every man takes it out the butt. Like,
What you think?
When people think I want to be a fucking girl.
A lot of females think that I know how to do hair. I think
I hate when people be like, "Oh, you're pretty," or "I like your eyebrows." Are you gonna be a drag queen, or are you gonna be like transgender?
Really?
Well, I know how to do like a braid, cornrows, but
That's not offensive.
that is offensive to me. Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I know how to do hair. I could do.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Like, oh, you're gay. Do you want to transition to a girl? No.
Right.
I like my dick.
Okay. It's offensive when people automatically assume
when
that you know how to do hair, stuff like that. Don't say that, because, bitch, I do hair, makeup. Where's my business card? Make me over by Tiger.
what are your thoughts on bisexuality? Personally, I don't believe in them.
It doesn't fucking exist. That's what it is.
Like, you can't be taking it up the butt and then try to fuck a female. Like, that's just not how it works.
I don't believe in either, child.
Bisexuality don't exist to me.
What are your thoughts on bisexuality, Dash?
I'm more of a free spirit, so I feel like if you want to have sex with a man, have sex with a man. If you want to have sex with a woman, have sex with a woman.
It's like when everybody first come out, they be like they bi. 2 weeks later, they gay.
And then when you ask them what you like more, men or female, they be like, man.
Girl, catch it.
Once you get dick, you never go back.
He said it, not me. I don't have no comments.
Define masculinity, Jonathan.
Yes, me.
Destiny Child said it best in his Soldier song.
What they say?
I just think deep voice, like baggy clothes.
Yeah, on the
Like-
phone making me feel like cum.
They say they're like a man with a deep waves.
I mean, I think masculinity kind of fits in with like the heterosexual community. So most people looked for like masculinity within like straight men.
Like a man up top with the
Deep waves.
So
Know
quick
how
to
to-
snatch up your
Hey,
Beyonce.
Hey.
So I can't really define masculinity because you have a lot of people that would consider themselves masculine but feminine as fuck.
Right.
Ooh, ball player, sports.
And you-
Yeah, that stuff.
But I'm a ball player.
I play with balls.
But like no, I do feel like a lot of division does happen due to people and their egos, and a lot of times that comes from social media. Like a person that gets 50 million likes on X, Y, and Z, and then I'm better than
They
you,
think they're
and
celebrity.
I gotta not pay my rent this month so I can look fresh for this selfie over here.
They think they're a celebrity.
But then again, people who do get likes like that are people that actually people pay them, like they send them money and stuff.
Yeah, but some people who haven't had that chance to get that paycheck yet, they're out here not taking care of what they really gotta take care of.
But you can't knock
and
somebody for their hustle. If somebody's out there posting, a million pictures and they're getting paid for that, that's their business.
That's their business. But what I'm
Wait, you
saying,
can get paid
For what?
Yeah.
but here's my thing though. But what I'm saying is,
Snapchat too.
but what I'm saying is,
Who get paid?
what I'm saying is, in that instance, if that's you, if you are really portraying who you really are, you're just fully being yourself and you're making money from it, and you just happen to be popular from it, great, kudos to you. But if you're not happy with yourself,
I knew
and
you
you're
were
putting,
saying.
if you're putting on this front and this facade for all these likes and all this money and X, Y, and Z, money can't make you happy.
Lights can.
It can.
Close
Like
the
it.
moment.
For a moment, not for a lifetime. Not for a lifetime. No tea.
Clothes can make you happy. I don't care.
I'm here for it.
Clothes, hats.
I honestly feel like all of that stuff is great and it's amazing to have, right? But at the same time, a lot of people use that stuff to cover up who they really are, cover up what they really going through. And my thing is that it's a matter of you getting down to the root of whatever you got going on. Once you kind of get yourself together and you good, be fresh and fly if you want to. I'm not saying don't be if you're not. But my thing is that, I just really feel like a lot of this judgment and stuff like that all boils down to people not being okay with who they are and wanting to put on this front. It's like, if that's you, be you. If that's not you, stop trying to put on the front to impress somebody. Like, nobody out here is worth trying to impress.
But you know what?
Because
Robert?
me personally, at the end of the day, only person that I'm trying to impress
God.
is that man upstairs.
But you
Won't
know
he
what? That
do it?
piggybacks off of what you said earlier,
Mhm.
as far as being judged for who you are.
Right.
Like some people feel like they can't be themselves because they're going to be judged. Like, oh, I'm always with the fat
Right.
girls. I'm
And-
always with the fat team, so I got to make sure I'm
Okay.
more
Okay.
like.
But this,
Bad.
how about this? This
Yeah.
lesson, everybody, I 101. If you are somebody out there who judges
Okay, for that commercial.
and bullies, who judges and bullies somebody, no, hold on. If you are somebody out there who likes to judge somebody for any reason, because we're not perfect, we all do it some way, shape, or form, whatever it is. If you know that you judge people for who they are, if you know that you criticize somebody for their actions or X, Y, and Z, and you know that your life is not perfect, I'm gonna need for you to worry about your grass and stop looking over the fence.
And that grass was misleading.
Okay? And then if somebody out there is just living their life, let people live their life.
Yes.
I preach this a lot because I used to be that person. Like Tiger, no, I used to be scary as fuck. I used to be. I used to be scary, but back when I was the person I am now. I used to be scared to just come out the closet and be judged by other people. Like I would be lying. Like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. Yeah, I'm.
We knew that was a lie.
Like I'm all into school and stuff. Like I used to be that type of person, and now
That's hard to believe.
that I'm cool. Like people think now, like that's not the life David lived. Like David always on vacations and shit. bitch, I actually am always on vacations. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I live my life. I don't care what people think about me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I am now because I used to be real insecure. So when you're insecure, yeah, I can see people doing shit like that.
You know what's crazy? Because I get a lot of people who be like, "Oh, you always out. You be pop." I'm boring as fuck. Like, it's one thing, and I never want to come across. Right, like I don't want to come across like because I don't do that. I don't flaunt for people. I don't flaunt for likes or attention or anything. Like I live my fucking life. Like if I'm doing shit, I'm doing shit. But at the same time, it's one thing to like come off a certain way and then to live a fucking lie.
But I guess people who don't have it or don't do it, they're gonna look at you.
Oh, yeah,
They'll be like, "Oh my god, you're always out to eat, or you're always at a party, or you're always at a club," because they can't do it or they don't do it.
I hear that too
but
much.
step your cookies
They
up.
love
But-
saying
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Hold on, Robert. Hold on.
Do better. Hold on.
I have a question for you. You said that you were doing all of that stuff because you were scary, right?
Yeah, I used
None
to
of
do
that had anything to do with acceptance.
I felt like based off of what people thought of me, I didn't want them to think. People used to judge me based off of like little shit or based off of like the past or people I used to be with. So I used to do certain shit like that. Like I used to flex. I used to do all of that. But like I came to the conclusion that at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like you gonna like me for me or I don't give a fuck. Like whether you like me or not, what you will do is respect me.
Now, do you think flexing
That's not me.
would encourage them to accept you more?
Well, I mean, some people did. They accepted me because I was flexing, and I'm like, at the end of the day, honestly, like, I just got a real good ass job.
No.
So,
Speaking of acceptance, quick, why is it that lesbians are oftentimes more accepted than gays?
Because
Is that like a
that's
weird-
every
They think
man's
that's-
strength. That's every man's
They think
strength to
that's
have
just
sexy
sexy
females.
until they steal
Yes,
their
that's the
girl.
number one answer right there.
Until they steal their girl.
Okay, listen
But
to
females
it,
be
man.
having the most fucking drama.
You know something?
It's always a dyke fight.
That's
And pride.
And pride.
No,
Yo,
they don't be like
Yo, on the real, it's always a dyke fight. Always some dyke bullshit popping up. Don't get me wrong. I don't know too many dykes.
I love
Me
a dyke
neither.
because my cousin is
I
like, I
can't
love
say I
you,
like
girl.
them, but I don't discriminate. But you know, it's just like people think that gay men are always in bullshit, always fighting. But no, it's a lot of gay women
You
that
know,
are always
like,
fighting and
For
shit.
me, what it is whenever you talk about heterosexual, trans, gay, lesbian, the first thing that comes to mind is sex.
Right.
So I feel like with lesbians and gays, it's the ooh versus the
Yeah.
So for lesbians, it's like ooh, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
right.
Like they get it popping. Can I join? Or you know, a lot of straight men have the thought that like, okay, they just ain't getting none of this yet. That's why they they gay. I mean, they lesbians and whatever. And then like for gays, it's like
Yeah.
ooh, like you put it in his butt, don't
Yeah,
something
you
come
said
out of
it.
that. You know.
And what I'm saying is, what I do in my bedroom is nobody's fucking business.
Hello.
Right.
And then my thing is that I don't even know why a straight person, like a straight male or whatever, would feel some type of way about what I do behind closed doors. But in reality, me being gay, the only thing that me being gay means is that I like somebody that's the same sex as I am. That is it.
Yeah, but you got
Then that goes
it.
right,
and that goes right back to
Right.
when I said when gays portray themselves in a negative way.
Mhm.
Because you have I feel like every straight put the air quotes up because I don't believe nobody's straight. That's just my opinion.
Really?
That's my opinion. I believe
That's
every
the
gay
story,
man
but
will
go
try
ahead.
it, and every gay, and every
No,
straight
I don't
woman.
think my brother would try it.
Well,
You just made me lose what I was about to say, Dash. Thank you. But
Every
yeah, I do believe
Nah,
that
you're
everybody
right.
would. Let me not say gay off the bat, but I believe every man and every woman would try something with the same sex. I do.
If the
believe
mood-
that.
if the mood is
I'm a
right.
believer of
Well,
that.
I mean, I won't agree and I won't disagree. However, I do believe that everyone knows what is attractive. Like, if I would, and I just really wholeheartedly believe this, if I was a heterosexual male and I was out in society and I seen, because they know when they homeboy bad, because they call bitches like, hey, yo, like, me and my boy trying to come through. And they like, but your friend looks like, nah, he good. Because you know your boy looks good. You're not saying you
all the
they
time.
can.
Not all the time.
No,
But
but
you ain't
catch it.
checking him on that level.
But
Ain't no straight boy gonna go gay. Let me tell you, if you're
Girl,
straight, you ain't gonna
yeah.
go gay.
You'll gag. You'll gag.
No, that's if you're curious. that means they're a little
Okay.
bi-curious. But if you're straight, you're gonna be
Baby,
straight.
I done had some of the
I don't
straightest
believe that.
motherfuckers that I
And that
think
made
was
it
straight.
DL. And that made it DL.
Baby,
And I know,
Hello. I'm not here to
Bitch,
pop my
bitch,
tea.
Let me
But
tell you
you're
something.
okay.
Ain't no real straight man gonna date no guy.
Not dating wise, per se.
fuck a guy.
No.
Girl. I mean,
No.
So you never fucked a straight man? Dash?
No.
Really? So you're the only one.
Have
you lived?
A DL.
They live life. No.
A DL?
Not a DL, a straight man that is still out there with wife, kids, or
No,
just
I don't do
engaged
that.
with
I'm
a
not
man.
that. I'm not like. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's not.
I'm not a
that's not
five-piece.
That's a little messy and trashy.
Hold on, wait, hold on.
She's
Go
not
ahead.
that
Go ahead. What
serious.
you was gonna say?
I can't take it.
That's
Go
a
ahead. What
little
you was gonna say,
messy.
Tiger?
Y'all sitting right next to each other, so nice.
I can't take it.
You
Okay.
said that's a little messy and trash.
That's not. It's not though.
If you're messing with a man and he has a wife and kids, y'all need to leave that alone.
But what about
I
you?
agree. No, they
Hold
need
on.
to leave.
No, y'all need to leave
Yes,
that alone.
But you gotta remember, everybody has a choice and everybody's grown.
And y'all know he got kids and a wife.
No,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
no,
you have a child. You can't-
Okay,
I'm gonna,
okay,
I'm
but
gonna
we
sip
are
my tea
off topic.
because I'm gonna sip my tea because that's nasty.
You will want to.
But we
man.
are off
I
topic.
can't take it.
Anyway, to wrap up what we have going on, it's just a matter of everybody being comfortable with who you are and be comfortable with yourself. It's for anybody that doesn't accept that to mind your damn business and live your life and worry about whatever your child is doing or what your mother is doing or what your brother is doing and X, Y, and Z. I'm not playing because I take this shit very seriously. Like I said, I've grown up, I've gotten older, and my thing is that I really just want people to just be themselves and stop judging. And my thing is that a lot of times, and I feel like it's for black people too, but I'm not gonna get into that because it's a whole different thing. But what I'm saying is, I feel like whenever an outsider tries to come for one of us, then we want to be like, oh no, bitch, our life matters, gay life matters, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. Let me finish.
That is
But
true.
then when it's within your own situation, then it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna mind my business. I'm gonna let it be, X, Y, and Z. My thing is that you cannot expect for somebody to look at us as a whole if we're not a whole.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Man,
So, like I was saying,
That's
live your life, mind your business,
Stay in your lane.
stay in your lane.
Know your spot, know your place.
Hold up, don't be.
Better say it.
Hold on,
Not act like
I got. Don't be jealous.
There, yes, that's a main
Ah.
one.
Don't aspire to be anybody else that you're not.
Be your fucking
Right.
self.
And everybody just stay in your lane. Like fuck with who you fuck with, leave who you don't fuck with, and just be.
That's not living life.
Watch it.
Well, just be your fucking self. That's all you
I know
need
you
to
playing right
No,
now.
I
We
swear to
just
God.
gonna leave you for
No.
the
Right.
Me living my life is
We
not.
all get jealous. We all get jealous.
We all get jealous, but don't mean it's right.
We all get we all have feelings. We all have emotions. So
Exactly.
with you saying we can't
Jealous.
be like, oh, gay life matter or all this stuff. That's stuff that happen in the community. We are in
I'm
a
gonna hear this.
we are in a big community. With that being said, of course it's gonna be gay on gay drama. Of course it's gonna be gay on gay arguments because we are in a big community. But when we unite, it's powerful because something
Let's
happens.
be real. There is no real
There's no unity with any community, so we can't even say that. With the gay
gays that hit
community,
on gays, blacks that hit on
hit on
blacks,
blacks,
which is-
whites that hit on whites, Spanish
Yeah.
that hit on Spanish. It's
Right.
right
It's
there.
just a
So
part
we
of
can't just say
It is a part of society, but
it's
what
a
I,
part of life.
right? Okay, but
But
what
when something happened in our community, we do unite, and that's the beauty
That's
of it.
important.
It is, and that
That's
is
the
the
beauty
and that
of
is
it.
the beauty of it. It is the beauty of it. It is
But
the
what
beauty
he's
of
saying-
it. But my thing is that I'm not gonna sit here and go on some
Because I'm gonna
protest.
keep being fucking shady.
But
I ain't
my
gonna
thing is
change
that
that shit.
if I want to
No,
march
I'm sorry.
and I'm
You can get
protesting
straight,
for
whatever.
a transgender who got shot by somebody or lost their life for them being who they were, and I'm out here doing a march and I'm out here protesting justice for such and such, but then the very next day I see a transgender and I'm like,
Because you don't like that transgender. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No.
It not even a
No,
matter
I
of
don't
you not
like
liking
that.
them because
I don't like
some
that.
people just
You
won't
can't
like
say
them because
that.
you are who you
You
are.
can't say that. Because
Now,
I
I
have
have
a
a
problem with David and I might march for Tiger. That doesn't mean I don't like all gay people.
And that's not what
David
I'm saying,
is just
though.
not my cup of tea. And Tiger is my cup of tea.
What I'm
So you can't say that.
But
You can't say if I'm marching for a trans and then I go tomorrow and I see another trans that's being shady, I'm not gonna be like, oh bitch, what's up?
But my thing is,
that doesn't mean shit. We are a community. We have to stay.
Me having a personal,
he's saying
I'm
that.
not. Me having a personal vendetta against you is not. That's something different. It's like, if I don't like you, I don't like you for a reason. But if I'm just, but there are people out there who will judge somebody feminine, judge somebody who's transgender, judge somebody for being who themselves, but then yet want to come up in arms when it's time to support the cause.
And what's wrong with that?
Because
you're being fake. You're not being real.
You just don't like that type of feminine guy right there.
All right.
That doesn't mean
well, on that
note, everybody.
That's like when black people are like, oh, but black people are fine.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Boy Talk.
This some tea.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Boy Talk Online. Be sure to follow us subscribe to our YouTube channel at Boy Talk Online. Facebook at Boy Talk Online. Everything at Boy Talk Online. Stay tuned with us, and we will see you next week.
Part 2.
Bye. This episode is called Sex Games.
They said to me, spank me and call me princess.
Oh, I like brown skinned men.
Now I don't really want to know about what Nicole got going on. I'm talking about boys.
Hello, I love it.
Okay.
That'd be a whole whore for that.
Somebody wanted me to spit in their mouth.
I like that.
Which
don't spit your mucus down my throat.
Right. I don't want to talk about that.
I'm lost for words. I want to know how that works.
But wait,
how do you feel about eye contact during oral sex?
This one guy said, "Come flood my hole."
because I like somebody to spit in my face, but you want somebody to rape you. Come on, now.
Y'all ever sucking dick and y'all nose start running? Long or thick?
Ooh. Cause you just come across very gullible and
funny.
That's not dirty, because I like that.